round one.
And really, I just want to see where they end up playing with this Phoenix. Kellogg's only has the one flash to work with here. And it'll be right around mid, so we can pop this around the corner. It's so fast after the buffs, it's very hard to actually turn away from that. Counter to like a Sky Flash, which I think a lot of pro players have gotten very good at just hearing the audio cue, being able to turn away from that one. The Phoenix, very difficult to react to. So I really like the position from him there, putting him over near tree where that Sky is too. You can lock down those ways to split into A and B site by having these two flashes on defense.
The patience being shown so far as well. I mean, FNATIC just are not interested in giving them anything in these first 40 seconds. And now comes that push. All it takes is a lick of sound, anything to let them know they're there, or the smallest bit of interest, and sure enough, there it is.
Oh, this is nasty.
This is where it's going to come on through. All flashed out, but they still find the kill anyway. Avova steps out and finds two. Brilliant start, playing off each other, almost using the Phoenix as a little bit of bait there. And my God, does he get a big bite.
Miraculous that FNATIC even managed to find the one kill, because that setup was absolutely gorgeous. There's still a player backside. Boom, maybe peeking a little bit earlier, but it's as the smoke drops. So Heretics are collecting bodies out of FNATIC here.
This looks to be a pretty decisive first round. Really well handled as well. Just had the utility in the right places. Multiple players ready to capitalize off that flash at the very start. Really set the tone for the round. Once Avova found that 2K, great start for Heretics.
And we are just going to continue to watch how Heretics move this Phoenix around, because already I am loving what they have in terms of mid control. So it's not early mid control, right? Having an offer or something, obviously it's a pistol round. But I think that even as we go later into the rounds, we're not going to see a lot of, maybe the peeking up of Cat. Maybe instead we see a Phoenix pop flashing out of a Cat smoke that we see FNATIC throwing there. Different ideas along those lines, and basically stopping that secondary choke point into the site. One of the things we can also see later on is seeing Kellogg's play aggressively for A or B main control, and that's the weakness of a Phoenix compared to a Jet. In a world where Jet's there, she can maybe smoke, dash away, get on out of dodge, but
Phoenix,
instead,
he commits. That's the problem.
It'll be that Marshall into the hands of Chronicle now.
Far from the end of the world in a round where they were, of course, all sat on pistols as well, being able to weaponize that and turn it back against Heretics themselves. The big question on FNATIC's mind now is where to push. Do we try and play through market once more, or do we rotate back out and make a play towards A?
Well, because the door's been closed now, I think FNATIC look like they want to work over into the B site, but they're going to leave Durka planted very deep up into mid, and he's going to be able to push all the way into CT and maybe pinch down onto a rotator, right? He can hear those footsteps when they go through CT, calm that over to his team, so his team will know when players are going to be peeking from CT. And as long as they're successful removing Zeke here, there's no player instantly able to trade him out because Mixwell has now gone over to pick up mid. This is all of a sudden a doable round, although they make so much noise grabbing the orb. You can't really fault them for it. I like going for the orb play.
30 seconds
even if it
left.
lowers your chance of winning the round, just because it is ecoed and you want to start stacking up that ult eco.
Deep flash in towards Mixwell, but it doesn't catch out Zeke, who was sat on stairs as well. Here comes that short side push directly in towards site, which should mean Spike can go down, but do not ignore Durka, who's posted up, waiting for the flank to come in as well.
Durka falls on that flank, but FNATIC take the site. Holy! Whoa, just a second here. It's a 3-on-2 now for FNATIC. Hard for them to play a forward position on the site. They're all stuck here, and Leo's very low. A couple of shock darts. He was so effective with those. Back on Icebox.
The recon's there as well for that extra bit of information. All it's going to take now is a little bit of a scan. They know exactly where the last two players are. Admittedly, grouping up together, though, is what you're looking for.
Yeah, they've still just got the Sheriffs, realistically. Weren't able to upgrade into anything. So Vova's going to try and get a huge paranoia. How many does he find? A couple.
Definitely two, but they still find the kill anyway. Chronicle onto one, onto a two. FNATIC battle away back in the second round.
Worst case scenario. Heretics get blasted on Icebox, 13-3, then they win pistol with this really creative setup, and then they try to fight through mid with a Phoenix on his own. That is just not the look you want to be seeing from them. Doesn't matter if you have a Marshall versus pistols, he falls, and then FNATIC, good spacing on the entry into site, just removing those players. It didn't even come down to the lurk play from Durka, which I thought was going to be the difference maker. The team was just effective on the site hit itself.
I think you saw the reaction from a couple of the players and the coach there as well, just knowing that was not their round to be losing. They really wanted to chain that into at least a couple more. But now FNATIC give themselves a chance to bite back, and we've seen this across both games, to be fair, with real battles following in the second round of each half.
This is what we're going to see more of, though, from Kellogg's. Again, looking for these pop flashes where they can swing. play off of any kind of information. The last time he sent it in mid when he was playing Market, it was the second the smoke went down, and that's when they pulled the trigger.
Right,
but it's also alongside the paranoia. You've seen the two of them playing together so far around Market. Here it's out towards Tree. So in the case that the flash doesn't connect through, or even if it does, they've got flash coming in and the paranoia at the same time. All it means is FNATIC are absolutely screwed as soon as they make any form of
There's no way to dodge anything.
Absolutely, you're screwed. Because if you don't get popped at short range by HELECRIC and you've got the Omen coming out from a range, you're half blinded, you're screwed.
It's a really good setup.
Love it.
FNATIC, I'm actually curious because Boaster's been able to find a lurk into A, and he may end up sending it before the B hit comes on through. Oh man, this could really cause the rotations to come in from Heretics, which allowed Durka pushed all the way up into mid to find a snipe. That's how Boo falls. It's Boaster completely on his own, and it enables lurk on lurk on lurk. Yeah, Heretics have no money, but that was a bit of a gamble push from Boaster, and it paid off massively.
Well, you give them an inch and they'll take an absolute mile. FNATIC managing to battle the way back in the second round. Make round 3 look like easy work. Up 2-1, and already started out with Durka with his ult online. We've already seen how much damage he was doing back on Icebox, and you can only imagine the sort of damage that will follow on Ascent.
Oh yeah. I think it's time for Heretics to give up on the mid fight. Instead, focus back towards Market and maybe even challenge into main. That round, FNATIC played for the very early orb into A main. I didn't quite catch who picked up that orb. But if FNATIC continue to play this way, I absolutely love it. Play strong towards one side of the map, snag that orb for yourself. Actually, some counter util out of Heretics, not wanting that one to go over. And Durka's playing so quick into the site, but there's 3 players back there.
Trying to make play off the splash coming in, but finding himself traded out of the back of it straight away. But I love the pace that FNATIC are coming with here, trying to keep Heretics on the back foot, and my God, is it coming out sharp.
Absolutely fantastic. They know Mixwell's back here. The shock darts are coming in. That's half of Mixwell's health gone. Somehow he finds one. Avova was able to get a kill through Market too. And as they're sort of pinched from Market from backside, Leo is forced to drop down onto the site. Mixwell finds the 3K, and Heretics come away with the round.
Big round to make yourself heard as well. We were talking a little bit about the stats on the desk earlier on. I think it was Zeke and Mixwell started at 5 and 14 on Icebox. Not the kind of scores you want to be putting up on the door, but at least starting this one a little bit sharper. 3 and 2 so far across 4 rounds.
Yeah, I mean,
admirable effort.
They ran straight into the stack on that. I think FNATIC are even aware of those players. And it didn't even matter. They were initially successful. It was the fact that Mixwell found a couple of kills just on his own. It wasn't like Heretics were doing a fantastic job like trading out those entry kills. It was Mixwell standing up to the challenge and facing it and cutting down FNATIC. So
once you got the kill onto the guy on near side as well, there were 2 at distance, but he had just full control of jail, even having time to step back and get a full reload. That FNATIC was so nervous about stairs. It was that classic 2v1 play that we've seen Heretics trying to employ round after round with mixed success so far.
It's interesting to see how Heretics are playing out. Both their flashes in the same place up in mid. Actually spots out the 2 of them.
Again, this trade play again.
And because the knife didn't go super deep, you actually know it's a player Market pizza. It's not a deep player CT. They actually hear them rotating out now. Durka taking the chance to step on forward, catches HELECRIC with the hot in his hands.
And also goes to stairs as well, but can't quite beat out of Over. That would have been one hell of a play to break open the Heretics defense. But for now, things carry on. Heretics re-establish some form of control in the 4v4.
And what I actually like from the Heretics setup here is it's all of the delay tools stacked on A, all the flashes to fight aggressively towards B. The fact that now FNATIC are moving into this A site that they don't necessarily know yet, the Killjoy and Viper here. With 40 seconds on the clock, now Heretics can cycle out the utility, and this is going to force FNATIC to act quickly and maybe go through those mollies.
I mean, they've chose about 3 rounds as well to make use of the paranoia plus flash, but now it's 2.
Both players. That's huge.
That's all you need for the info, but can they make anything happen off the back of it? Good shot coming through, make that 13 that he's now hit across both maps, but it's Chronicle stepping forward for 1 into a second as well. It feels like FNATIC may have just opened up this A site.
Oh man, Avova sees the drone come up and anticipates Leo's position. 2-on-2 now, flashes to work with Mixwell trying to play off a bit quickly.
Surely that turret gives away the advance cross on towards Dice as well. Mixwell finds yet another, and Alfie has got it all to do in the 1v2. We've seen so many clutches from this position, and he finds one, looking for the 1v1! Welcome back, buddy. Literally as I said it, bringing it to life through words. The number of clutches and replays we've seen from that exact position that ends up like that, I've lost count.
Absolutely fantastic. And I have to shout out on the site hit, MVP Chronicle. It's a knife center sight, hits both players with their stall util, which made this way simpler in terms of actually getting on the site. It comes close to the end, Alfier clutches it through. But one knife like that instantly opens up the ability for FNATIC to quickly burst into the site. being able to shut off the utility, the denial from Heretics, it ruined their game plan.
What I will give to Heretics is I've enjoyed, again, I've touched on it a little bit in the last round, how they've rotated around what utility they're stacking with what. We've seen the mid a couple of times. You've seen HELECRIC, of course, playing out with the Phoenix Flash. You've then also had the second coming out with Evover on the Omen to put the Paranoia over the top. The last round, they changed things around and stacked up a double Flash together. So where FNATIC was starting to get used to having to deal with the Omen at range, instead, suddenly, you've got the Sky up close, you've got HELECRIC also nice and close. It just keeps them having to work through new problems every single round.
The comp lets them play super fluidly, because forget, like, Initiator, Duelist, whatever. Effectively, you have 2 Flashers and you have 2, like, sight anchors, right? The Viper and the Killjoy are going to usually play on opposite sides to lock down those areas. And then it's about Heretics setting up the flashes to swing in, right? This setup where HELECRIC is, right outside of B main. As the presence comes through mid, he's going to flash into B, and they're going to try and shut down this Killjoy. If they can remove Killjoy, then they're entrenched in B main, and that sight hit from FNATIC through Market Door is going to be way harder to commit through.
Question is there a good read from Heretics here on this push coming in? I mean, the fact they've got 3 players who stacked up as 1, but Leo steps in for 2. They did not know about the man coming in deep, and they managed to start marching things on forward. Another good start for FNATIC.
Yeah, just too slow there, catching them off guard. FNATIC were relatively quiet, I think, moving up towards mid. Otherwise, I can't imagine Heretics would have been playing completely out in the open. Respect to Mixwell, shutting down Boaster in a situation like that, but still 4 players surviving on site with the CT push. That removes any possibility to win the round.
Yeah, it's tough because the bottleneck's got to force your way through here as well. Just playing into that 2 versus 1. Mixwell left standing against the face of 4. It feels like FNATIC maybe started shaky in the first 2-3 rounds. Really warmed into things now, and Leo letting himself be heard with the 4.
Perhaps maybe you need to commit that just for scouting of the Sky Dog as well. Of course, potential options. Actually, Mixwell is broke. He just got the free flash. He didn't buy a second one, and he didn't buy a dog either. He's fully investing into this round. Light armor and a rifle, but that means no utility on him. HELECRIC has full util and the Phoenix ult, which we actually didn't talk about. It's only a 6-cost ultimate, so theoretically you should be just farming those up and spamming that. I expect on the attacking side we'll see him trying to grab a lot of those orbs, but on defense, he's got to be able to find kills to stack that one through and play for that.
Well, Lothar said it back on the desk earlier. If you're playing well, you're having an excellent half. You can get 4, 5, even 6 of those up in one half. You keep on chaining it together like that. It is very cheap. It is very easy to use, but it is so conditional on you having a really good game that, you know, Heretics, as we said so many times, still trying to battle their way into this one.
You know, if you ace every round, you could just have an ult like 11 times in half or something.
That'd be ludicrous.
Oh, man. All right.
Some of those would come from the ult itself as well.
The thing is, I mean, they're just going to burst onto the site with the lockdown, too. Mixwell is forced to remove himself from the situation. But good news is, this Viper Wall, popularized back at lock-in, is so good on the retake. It allows you to flood out from CT without actually peeking towards B main. And that's what they're going to use.
And they're in as well, even with a bit of pre-fire coming in from Heretics to try and dissuade FNATIC away. Just hasn't happened. They've got inside, they've got 3 on site, they've got 2 holding off. 1 inside the market and 1 still holding, just off site as well, waiting for this push to come in.
The retake is so tough though, because Leo has ult from back boathouse. If you walk down lane or stairs, you are getting hit by a vertical Sov ult that hits everything. Actually popping that one pretty early.
1, 2, no, can't convert it into another, and the first one's only the ultimate as well, as Leo turns that Hunter's Fury online and finds Zeke.
Wrapping around, I mean, Heretics have no way to get in here. Evovo with potential timing, but even then, Durka's waiting for him. And they're gonna have to call the save. It all falls apart for Heretics. And it was once again, it wasn't the later ult like I was expecting from Leo, but it's Leo having his forward position teammates calming, right? Remember on Icebox when Chronicle was up in jail in A main?
Yep.
Heard the players coming, Leo slams the ultimate. Again, it's not a dart or a drone tag that's informing when he uses his ultimate. It's perfect comms from his teammates, and he's able to find the kill on Zeke, and then Heretics can't get any forward position towards the retake.
It's making it again look pretty effortless on the side of FNATIC. It was expected coming in. For a second, maybe we thought, okay, Ascent, Heretics might warm back into it. Not really yet to happen. They did go through 4 of their ultimates in that last round, mind you. But Durkee has still got the one on the go.
Based. I don't want to see you guys saving your ultimates for the perfect ult later on. I want to see you invest those to win the rounds. A round win is way more valuable than having an ult into the next one.
Well, realistically, you use it there as well. You've got a chance of getting a second one or a second set online here. You save it to round 9, it's too little too late,
yeah,
really.
I mean, you pop the ult, lose it. You pop the ult and you get a kill later in the round, you're still stacking up even within that round.
This is interesting. So quite aggressive as well on the use of the Viper's pit, just to really hold out aggressively towards A, which should could mean realistically Heretics can commit more players out towards mid or out towards B, but they've only got 2 sat there right now.
But what are we doing though? Because yeah, we have a main control, but FNATIC keep punishing through mid. And you can see the 2 players over towards B are closing the door. I think that's the right call. Close door, play for B main control. And then you have Mixwell playing really deep towards spawn. But Mixwell, again, doesn't have a dog.
They're going tree.
I think he only, again, had the 1 flash. Mixwell's just not investing in utility.
They wanted to come... I thought they were going to try and push into the Viper's pit late, which would have been crazy, but no. It looks like there's a bit of a convergence coming in on Tree, another big C word for you there. Trying to push their way through in towards Tree. 3 of them looking at it. Great way to bypass it, but right now it's more of a feel for, okay, where is the push? Where do we want to make this work? Not 100% sure. They've got about 10 seconds and they're going to have to commit.
Well, right now, Kellogg's just really needs to get this rifle back in mid. Mixwell had the second rifle only for the team. That smoke is going to say thank you and have a backstab here. This is huge.
And he still can't make it work. He looks the wrong way. He gets the flash, but it's just not enough. FNATIC pretty quick on the response. Looking in towards jail. Right idea, wrong execution.
Avova gets 2 right there. Shorty from Boaster finishes the job. Man, that's a heartbreaker with Kellogg's popping through the smoke. I actually think the flash cost him there. It's hard to fault him for using that flash because you don't want someone turning around watching that. But I think it actually gave the idea that someone was pushing to the smoke and the players turned around and shot him through. Just an unfortunate situation, not a misplay by any means.
Really composed and slow around for FNATIC as well, where mainly we've seen, you know, we're going mid, we're going to commit towards it, we're making this push happen. Bit of back and forth there, moving between Tree as we commented, back out towards B, finally settling on mid. And, you know, looking back at the theme of Icebox, we were sat backstage during the green room, you know, I asked you guys, why do so many people hate Icebox? And the answer was, mid isn't really playable. FNATIC forcing their way up it time and time again. You're seeing that carry on to it. It's not the same.
Yeah, honestly, I think if you hate Icebox, you haven't watched enough FNATIC VODs. That's like the based and real and true take. Like, sorry, Icebox haters, watch a FNATIC VOD. They make it so interesting. And similarly,
you're an Icebox fan, right?
I'm a big Icebox fan. Absolutely. Again, I watch FNATIC VODs, so it makes sense. But all things considered, I think FNATIC have identified, on Ascent, if you're splitting into sites, you have a way higher chance of winning out those site hits. But also, there's never going to be an op with Heretics' team comp fighting you in mid, so it's so free to take early control here. And Kellogg's just running around like a headless chicken. I don't even know what that is.
Well, they were trying to play the same setup once again, where it was Flash and Paranoia playing in mid, and they tried to use Kellogg's as the surprise, coming out here from towards Tree, trying to make the swing happen on the Flash, but simply finding nothing. He swung out expecting 2 to be there, and no one was there. Well, it was bad timing.
The fact of the matter is, like, I understand what Heretics are trying to do, right? They keep getting abused in mid, so let's do this, like, late round mid reaggress with the flash coming through. But I think the timing's a little off.
FNATIC expect it is the problem.
FNATIC's expecting it, and also, like, the Phoenix flash, if FNATIC are playing well in mid, you have someone sub-Rosa, you could have someone top mid, like, it's really hard to catch everyone. And it wasn't even like Kellogg's was working out of a smoke. The smoke was down, so it wasn't able to get a perfect angle or anything off of that. Just an unfortunate situation as Zeke makes the round winnable.
Can he win it? Is the next big question. And then we go with the Killjoy coming out as well. That could be the difference maker. Now the question is, do Heretics want to get nice and aggressive here as well and make this work on their side once it pops off? They've got to force him down to wine, and they know, you can see the pings coming out. They know there's going to be 2 trapped down here, but now they've got to push in for this.
The stall is perfect too. They have a Nano Swarm too, so get on the spike. Get on the spike, throw a Nano Swarm. Okay, it gets broken.
Placing sentry.
Gonna make this work as well. There we go. That's the shutdown Heretics are finally looking for. Great use of the Killjoy ult too.
Alfier's been practicing his pop and swing, but maybe needs a little bit more time before that one succeeds. Zeke was fantastic there. 4 kills on the round for him. We've actually seen a couple of the rounds Heretics win. It's one player to step up. Previously it was Mixwell over on that B site from Roadhouse. This round it's Zeke on the initial hit, cutting someone off while he was in tree, and then on the retake 2, having the lockdown. Really nicely played from him.
Still can't ignore that Durkey's got that ultimate back online once again. I think it's up more often than it's not.
Has he used it yet?
I don't think so, but he just keeps
I think he's just so wealthy. Like, he's actually just the 1%.
He's dripping in gold.
Yeah.
He don't care. Not like he needs to do much else right now. FNATIC, again, still so far in the lead.
Yeah. Alfier attack opping on the Killjoy. Respect. I don't know how I actually feel about that yet. I need to let it, like,
I mean, it's not normally the go-to Asian that you want rocking the ult. We'll say that much.
Here.
But at the same time, I mean, he's just big chilling on the lurk up mid, so he's actually going to hold. I actually think his read
I
is
like
that...
it.
No, I think his read is the Heretics players have been rotating maybe through market to CT.
They've
as
also been
opposed to all the way
aggressing
through
quite
CT.
hard into market, let's not forget.
Yeah.
But it's here how he controls half the map by himself, right? He's got market control, he's got out towards B spawn control, meaning the rest of his team, everything can just go towards A and you haven't got to worry.
Huge setup here with the paranoia into the flash. He sees the teleport. And now he's able to line up a couple of players. Alfier got into A main with the op somehow. Now Boo left alone. Leo comes swinging around the corner. FNATIC have A.
That's what they were looking for, really. Again, posting up with the op is going to help them so much. Door closed, and now they're looking for the plant. All you got to do is watch out towards heaven. You've got the drone to help you out as well. This feels hard for Heretics to fight their way back in.
Yeah, Mixwell has to wait a little bit longer before the bird gets back in his inventory. How many more seconds before they can go for this? Because otherwise they're walking into a brutal crossfire. Still no flash on Mixwell. And they're playing it so slow, but the swing is going to be there. Great two kills from Zeke.
Now he's got to do all the op as well. Full flash, brings out the shot as well. We've been here before, end of this 1 versus 2, and they even bring out the Viper Pit as well. This is where the shorty could actually work in his favor.
Yeah, but it's too far away. The spike is just completely isolated from him. Alfier cannot play this round out. MVP Zeke on that, finding the 2 kills. Also, I think unlocking the Viper's Pit because of them. And then you feel real foolish for having the operator. Not Alfier's fault with its 2 players falling in hell, but an unwinnable spot to be in. Oh,
okay.
That was gross.
I suspected that was how that one had played out, but sometimes you just got to see it to believe it. Heretics staging a little bit of a fight back here. Not quite yet at the point that you'll feel fully confident to say you can see them bouncing up to a 6-6, but it's looking good. Can't ignore that the Killjoy ult once again for FNATIC, though, is about to come back online.
Very true. We'll see Alfier farm in a little bit. I have no doubt. Although he's actually playing opposite side to the team. Makes sense. That's how the Killjoy usually plays, but makes it harder to work into that. So maybe we see that come online as a post-plant tool a little bit later on. The setup from this Killjoy is super deep. Oftentimes you'll see that put down in tree. If you're not playing with a primary flasher, a Sky, or a Phoenix in tree, you'll see the double mollies down in that area. But actually it's all the way back towards Gen, trying to catch out Durka on his pathing deep into sight.
Here we go as well. Really good pullback by Heretics as well. Not wanting to expose themselves too much, but on the dice, they can't quite hit the 12.
Ow, 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 ow. Get out of there, Chronicle. My toes.
Nipping away. Looking to try and get the spike down there a second ago as we see the retake already coming in a little bit early from Heretics. They were grouping up for a second on door, but with it being closed off, Boaster just ready and waiting, saying, you dare, he who comes must enter.
This is gross. He learned this from his brother-in-arm's Vanity.
Oh, and there it is.
The what?
Nope. That time round he gets it, but how did that even work out with Chronicle falling down? Durka gets 2, but again, falling down to a 2 versus 2. It could go either way.
Oh, the reflank from Alpha finds the Phoenix Feather. Now Avova in a 1 versus 2. Smokes himself so he can take this to half. The shock darts are coming through. Down to so little. He's reloading, he has time. He has time to full stick.
No! Leo finding him on the spray. Avova was so close.
Last round.
Pain. Suffering. Playing against FNATIC.
These things are all completely imbalanced.
Synonyms. Literally open a thesaurus. It's just Boaster smiling, doing the troll face. The aware emote as the smile turns to a frown. Somehow, okay, that actually got a kill backside. That's
brilliant.
nuts.
I love it. Absolutely love it. And off the back of the flash as well, doing work. But Durka, that 2K for me, the great equalizer.
Yeah. Absolutely nuts, I think. At the end, FNATIC still winning that one through. Important for Kellogg's to actually get on the board. He gets 3 kills that round. Prior had just been shut out to the 1, and now he's feeling himself just a bit. I like this. Finally seeing an aggressive fight for B main, like actually pushing to play off of those flashes. And now FNATIC scatter somewhat. Spread across the map, 2 and 2. The Killjoy utility is fully in mid. Oh, we see a player down bot side. Hell, Durka's gonna play off this super quickly. He wants to go before anyone can rotate on over. But there's a player up heaven already. It doesn't even matter. Avova with the shotgun tears him down. And Zeke can reposition using that Viper's wall onto sight.
Poor Durka's been saving that ult for like half of this half as well. A full quarter of the game has gone by. Mixwell knows if he didn't get that one, there would have been questions to ask, but Boaster, sure enough, does fall. Great tag.
Leo
is unreal with them, right?
I actually think his shock dart hit percentage is higher than his like headshot percent. I don't know, it's nuts. This guy can't miss a shock. So much impact.
30 seconds left.
But this one feels a bit done.
Is it too bold to say best Sova world? I don't think so.
Now they know. The more you know, the easier it gets. Find the man, Boo with the shutdown. 7 and 5 half doesn't feel like the end of the world for Heretics either.
Heretics gonna be
Smoke, double flash. That really has got to be the primary tools they're looking to operate into the second half. On the other side, as you've already said, that op could be a difference maker for FNATIC. Slow walk up towards A to get things underway.
Looks like Alfier also has this deep generator control killjoy setup. And that's gonna sting again. Kellogg's getting hammered a bit with utility, but is able to turn it right around and shut down Durka from that comfy angle way deep on Raptor.
Can they stop anything about this by the looks of it? No, in fact, yes,
Leo.
there we
Spike
yeah,
down
stop,
A.
my dudes. Someone's got to clip all these. It'll be a good 10-minute highlight reel, but that'll be fantastic to see. Spike goes down, Leo into a second, Boaster connects it into a third. A massive wave, an orange wave, sweeps over Heretics as they retake control.
2 players offside, it's just a full stick. Heretics get slaughtered on the site.
Jesus.
Playing double smokes, but somehow it was a big cycle, a big window, even though Viper had plenty of gas, where Tree just wasn't smoked off. I'm not sure if the calm was late with the Vova smoke dropping towards Tree, or maybe Zeke had brought that one down far earlier. But regardless, the players on site from Heretics just did not seem prepared whatsoever from those players swinging them in Tree.
My God.
Yeah, that's fun.
He's been running around in those lineups for a while. You just know it. I think, again, I didn't quite catch the exact quip with the desk, but they said I think it was like 12 shock darts than Ludicrous in that first map.
Yeah, I didn't hear from the desk, but I saw it from Reddit. Reddit's never betrayed me, so.
That sounds like a lie.
Yeah, I love how I literally asked the desk to figure out how many kills, how much damage he was going to get, and I just did not pay attention.
They counted how many landed at the very least, and that's the important thing. Already, Kellogg's out of this round. It's become a bit of a theme where sometimes he finds himself either too far ahead of the team or is the first one to fall. FNATIC once again just sitting back and just waiting to see what comes next. This is where, back in that first half, FNATIC would sniff around mid and really look for that to be their push. Heretics look very keen on Tree and pushing in towards A through Wine, but it's constantly being re-smoked out by FNATIC.
Yeah, just hoping someone will show their face against them. Realistically, Kellogg's is just going to play to farm orbs throughout this half again. 6-point ult orb. That's so powerful, and that effectively becomes your dive. How you get into the site is you just have that extra body, and then you feel less bad about not having a Jet or a Raze, someone that can close the gap very easily.
Let's see if over this TP in there, mind you.
30
So he has
seconds
got
left.
pretty close here, and has a good angle on towards Chronicle, who's got no idea that he's coming. That's a great way to get Tree control, and now they've got to start worrying about a potential push up towards heaven from off towards back, but no, doesn't matter an inch. FNATIC once again in full control.
Yeah, FNATIC not particularly worried. Mixwell just waiting. Oh, come on, give me a jump peek, give me something. It's not going to happen. But we will continue to watch this Viper wall, because I think this Viper wall is a really interesting one in terms of like blocking off the cat peek from a potential operator later on, but also sort of guiding your way into a B split, right? I think oftentimes that's what you're going to ask for with your Viper. And, well, one thing is, too, it's going to be important that Alfier puts his alarm bot on the left-hand side of that wall. Because if it goes down on the right-hand side, that one gets thrown up. That alarm is giving you absolutely zero value.
Rolling over 3 of the Bulldogs into this round as well.
Oh,
FNATIC
yeah.
very confident, keep on stacking up that economy.
He missed!
How dare
It
he?
is possible. The random shock at
See,
round
the next
start.
stat you really need is how many he's landed in a row. That's the measure you need.
Oh, wait, this one's going to hit the
We're past
hold.
just landing.
Hold.
It's how many he actually lands in a row. There we go. Did he tickle him? He tickled him.
Yeah, that did some decent damage. 30...
46?
31.
Shadows traveling.
I didn't see how much he had previously.
I have
first.
the
Yeah,
spike.
125.
Was it on light?
Yeah, it was on light.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. But
Now,
now,
again, making Tree a play.
this
It's
is what I'm
been
talking
their
about,
go-to,
though.
They love it.
You gotta work through mid, and what they're gonna do is they're probably gonna use this Omen smoke just to block off Tree, just like this. Phoenix with a round 3 ultimate. How many agents can actually accomplish that? Can he find Boaster?
Can he convert it? At least to begin with, no. Natural kill coming across onto a Vova as well.
no.
A good one to start.
And Durka is embedded down in Wine. Thankfully, Mixwell gets this kill so they can try to pinch down onto Boaster, but they still have to be worried about Hell. The spike can't actually get to sight. Boaster is still a nuisance. Trades 1 for 1. You gotta love that.
Chronicle sat pretty deep though. I think they know
they're
he's
pinging
there.
him.
The ping's there. They know. They absolutely know, and he didn't have too much joy from this angle earlier on.
Do
They're
they?
just going to change the shoulder. We saw the ping coming out. They've let that one get away from them though. Now turn it down to the 1 versus 2, but they win it out comfortably. Heretics back on the board in this second half.
And Kellox even gets 2 orbs after the ultimate got canceled out there, so on track to keep cycling on through those. That's what we want to see from Heretics. But now a new fold enters for FNATIC. Durka has that operator. Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Oh no.
No, okay.
To be fair,
Oh, well, we're just going to show the missed shock dart, are we?
not the one that hit, just like, you know, 20 seconds later.
This is Leo Salander.
The thing is though, what I will give is the position was fine. Just purely a timing
You know
thing.
what I'm down with, though? We could just, like, lie as a broadcast, right? We could only show the misses from Leo, get everyone to underestimate him, right? For all, maybe even all the FNATIC players, we only show bad plays, and then when it comes to Tokyo, all these teams are sleeping on FNATIC. It's like, oh, they fell off after lock-in. And then all of a sudden, just every round, they're getting shock dart killed.
I feel you just look at the kill feed though, because he's got a good few across the series.
That's good counterplay, you're right.
Even if you can't see it on screen, you know it's coming.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't work.
No.
But maybe
Flaw
NA
in the plan,
teams won't
because he
be that
actually gets
thoughtful.
kills. As
Can
does Durka.
Phoenix do that?
No.
Sorry, I sound like a real Phoenix hater. I actually really appreciate that Heretics are mixing things up, but this is the problem. And one thing that I hope we see a little bit differently in Heretics' attack, right now they've just been using the Omen smoke bottom mid, but if Zeke is throwing orb lineups, one thing that can murder a Jet playing down bench, down bottom mid, is because you have control over when you drop the smoke on Viper, counter to every other agent, no other agent can do that. You can pull that down, swing with a couple players, and punish a Jet that's overextended. She can't teleport away as far like a Chamber can. So sometimes that Jet dash isn't enough to get out of harm's way if she's all the way down.
And that's why you're largely relying on playing on Heaven here as well, so you kind of step across and immediately be in cover. If there's a flash that comes in from Kellox, for example, down to the last 20 seconds or so, this is where that hit's got to come in. They've opted for B. This is where they've got to find these kills, Ender.
Oh my, Leo from backside too. There's 2 players on site. Heretics have to get through 7 seconds left. There's absolutely no time. Leo continuing to stall. Can he find the planter? No, he does. Although has to pull off to stop it coming through. And the round is done. Boo can do nothing but fall.
We get a pick, we move in. Got it?
Leo is just blowing my mind this game, man. It's hard because you can say the same about, I mean, both had a great first map too. Durka has been unbelievable throughout, as you come to expect, but Leo especially, really impressive. And it's not just the shot darts either. Timing on the Hunter's Furies, the combinations of those, the shot darts that we've seen, but also the kills that come out in these late rounds, the 2Ks and the 3K.
Yeah.
Attacks from them have come towards Tree. That has been their go-to focus point. And you see in FNATIC's immediate responses, look how much utility they've already stacked up in Tree as a result.
Look, the thing is, Durka's going to be playing bottom mid, so Killjoy's going to be playing Tree. I think if Durka was trying to peek Cat or something like this, not that he would because of the normal Viper wall that Heretics have been throwing, but I think if he was to try and play Cat or play A main or something, then you would see the Killjoy move away from Tree. Put the alarm bot in mid, in front of that Viper wall, put the mollies down on that B site, block off lane, these types of ideas.
It's very much the stat they've got that is ready and waiting for any kind of push to come through. And actually, looks like here, for that first time, we are going to see the A main hit.
This is what I want from Heretics, around the world. Kellox tape orb, let's run B. Boo will have heard if there was ever an orb taken in B, and that's what they could do in the next round. They would just be one off, they could snap that up and run on in. I don't think trying to actually play and win this round is ideal. Although, does Sky have Spike? Yeah, Mixwell has Spike. I think they could even try giving that one over to Kellox if they really wanted to. Yeah, get out of there. Go B, go B.
Very much practice going to save here, so even getting the spike down will feel like a small victory in itself. Anything beyond that probably is going to be considered a bonus, but you can't ignore that they'll be down at that point 11 and 6. 2 more rounds is all FNATIC need to close things up.
I'm a huge believer in the throwaway round. Try and play for some ult points. Because look where Durka's playing right now. If he repositions that crosshair to watch market, actually if he doesn't, he could be in a little bit of trouble. depending on if they show to
Now they know.
Chronicle first. Well, no, because they don't have to show to Chronicle first on this angle. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this is a terrible setup for FNATIC.
Until Chronicle just...
I mean, it doesn't matter, but...
This is the problem. When the players can save it, it doesn't matter.
That's the
way
thing, though,
things
right?
are
As soon as
shouting out.
Durka falls off of mid, they don't have an alarm bot there because they were expecting to have a forward position. So, caught a little bit lacking with Durka holding on to main there.
Spike planted.
Shot
One
down as
enemy
well. What a
remaining.
range. In towards the second, but no, Vova finds his man.
Just fly swatting right there.
This has gone much better than they would have hoped for. I said getting the spike down and into a couple of kills would have been wonderful, but they've managed to find 4. Yes, they lose the round, but it's good for those orbs, as you say.
I mean, literally, Chronicle doesn't find 3 players funneling through.
I know.
Target door there. That's
They probably lose it, yeah.
Yeah, that's a 1 round for Heretics. That said, I think that was a rare, like, poor setup from FNATIC. Just, like, literally, Durka's holding an angle where no one's got his back. Chronicle hard baiting him on that. Maybe that was the idea. It's possible. You never know.
I mean, with the way it worked out, they could go, yeah, totally planned, man.
Yeah.
We got this in the bag.
Wait, I'm trolling. I mean, so if Kellogg's had gotten the B main orb, he could, with the death, he would have 6. But yeah, I just completely was like disregarding the fact that he would have to die at the end of that round and be 1 off. So that'll likely be the idea here.
It's time.
Look, if FNATIC can misplay, so can I. United rivalry.
This gun, man.
Can we turn the volume down?
I
on
know.
that? It's a bit abrasive, don't you think?
My poor ears.
It's a terrible day for ears, actually.
All right, the rotate off towards A coming in by the looks of it as well. Or it could be Tree. They
Yeah.
could just be duping us for the second time.
Just to check in on the Viper Molly, it is still Omen Smokes in mid. The Viper Orb in B main does make sense. It's really to stop the aggressive push from a Jet op. You can throw that up and Jet's not going to continue to hold that angle. Here we go though. Use the wall, grab the orb. We are big chilling. And there's potential for a late lurk or even pivot off of Zeke's position forward in mid. No alarm bot to spot out his position. So it'll be up to Leo not to over-rotate and to guard from all the way back fountain.
You're dead.
Here we go. I did say this committing towards A might be the one to go for, and here we go.
Big players here.
Straight, but what can he find? Is anyone going to be the answer? No, because immediately it's shut down as well as Mixwell. Trying to play off the trade of that, the ultimate going in, but nothing to be found.
Get
Second
out.
one posting up, and Dirk is like, help me, help me. Gets out safely.
And
Just.
even Chronicle in mid finds the lurk on Zeke. I wish Heretics maybe had called the rotate
God.
5 seconds before, but they go for the push. Now it's all falling apart. Poor Boo needs to find
10
some way to
seconds
survive.
left.
But the smoke's gonna drop
No,
into
he missed.
actually the rare whiff out of Durka. Now it's up to FNATIC to try and recover that rifle.
But against 4, there's just nothing to be done. They fail on that one. They've managed to recover the op as well.
Match
No big
point.
concern.
Lovely.
I mean, 3 ults, this is about as good as a chance you're going to have here as Heretics as well to try and bounce this one back, but it's feeling like a bit of a foregone conclusion. Maybe they get an orb and Zeke collects his 2, and that can be the real big playmaker off the back of that, but somehow you got to train, what, 6 rounds back to back?
Yeah, I think reflecting on this, Heretics just had to have a more effective defense.
Yes.
I'm sure, like, we've seen some ideas of how they want to play out this attacking side, but with Durka continuing to just take forward stances in mid, it shut down Heretic's ability to play through that area of the map in the same way that on Icebox, when he realized, oh, they just want to keep going A, I'm going to push A and fight them, and he's winning every engagement, it shut down their ability to win any rounds on their attacking side.
The consistency as well is 45 kills across 2 maps at the minute for Durka. Like, he's unbelievable in this game.
Respect, though, because they have forced Durka off of the angle. Like, that was a good example of using multiple smokes, the walls, and now splitting into A, but they're getting carved up. The Sovolt into the... I mean, you're getting pushed back into the util. It's gorgeous.
Just so well prepped yet again. They've just walked into it, but again, the tree pushes have been so readable. FNATIC has stacked it every single round. They've got some control. Kellogg's is in for 1. Now Dirk is posted up on the high ground, waiting for the hop. He's daring for it. He does come up, but backs away once he gets flashed.
Yeah, FNATIC gonna have to back out of this one, play retake. Durka really trying to hold his ground. Oh, he's not gonna quite make it. A bit unfortunate there, but he was gonna be slow on the retake anyways. Look at Boaster ulting into the spawn, trying to get a flank going. Heretics won't exactly know. They can expect that this will come in. But without Killjoy util in A main, it will not be confirmed.
That's it, no turret in place to feed this away, so if he gets this right, this could be deadly. But of course, another shock lands. He's got to stop this.
Zeke has to be a goblin inside of this ultimate. Playing so close here, but everyone's fallen. 1 versus 3. What can he do? Players dropping all around him.
Shorty.
Durka to close with the shorty.